Jesus. This has been updated, so this is now version 9.
I like version 9.
What up? I am typing up the final... I've been working like a dog today. Get ready for today, because I have no fucking idea what you guys are going to do. So I need to do one more quick little backstory. Grim, if you could scroll wherever and find your backstory for me and just repost it in our group chat, or our individual chat, that would make my life a bit easier.
I believe we were taking over what's-his-name's shop and going to start our own trade empire.
Yeah, I mean, that is an option that I have planned for. So you guys will have the utmost autonomy today once I think I've brewed up some interesting things. Thank you, Graham. I will check that very quick or very soon.
What is? It's not like you just had a kid or something.
Zeke, I did have a kid. And yeah, he's cool. He does what I wish I could always do. Just drink milk, shit my pants, and then sleep.
Has he pooped on you yet?
No. But he has peed on me and on himself. At this point, I think he might like it. So.
Give it time.
Somebody want to give a recap? Where's the dragon? Perfect.
We hung out in the church, waiting for, I think it's Ismark and Yelena, and Father for
Donovich.
There we go, Donovich. Waiting for Dawn to come. At which point we started burying Ismark's dad, and then some asshole whose name I don't remember tried to interrupt, and much to everyone's surprise, we killed him. Although Ismark was stabbed through the back in the process, and is now lying in his dad's grave.
Perfect. So you guys are all here. I need to do one more backstory, but I will set the tone very quickly, and you guys can decide what you like to do at this point. There's a bit of chaos coming from the villagers in this area here. They seem to be mostly happy / confused and concerned with the events that have just taken place. Unless you go up to them and ask or sit around for a couple seconds to kind of hear what they're possibly yelling or screaming or saying, it's not exactly sure what they might be fearful of, or if they're just reacting to the death of either Ismark or Rahadin. However, Arena is in no short of, or completely distraught at this point. It's crying, sobbing, yelling over her now dead father's coffin and her, brutally murdered in front of her brother's body. She is seemingly inconsolable. There is a commoner that's near her, the one that was somewhat respected by Ismark before he was cut down. And he is trying to speak with her, and there's maybe a prayer here or there that you hear, Toto and Observer, but mostly she's just kind of in shock, and tears are just kind of falling into that grave as she's trying to come to terms and just reacting to the initial or to what just happened over the last minute or so or two. Donovich is also on his knees. He is facing both you and or he's facing Vimrak and Royce, and he is praying again like you've seen him. There are tears in his eyes. He looks to be happy overall. And he's kind of calling over to you guys or just towards Rahadin's body, just kind of like ironically cursing him like mid prayer, but also, speaking of his son and asking for some kind of resolution to that problem. Rahadin should be a lootable character if you guys double click on him. Do with that loot what you will. And give me another couple minutes while you guys discuss what you like to do at this point. It's still very early in the morning. You do hear the town sort of waking up a bit, if you will. And there's some kind of like grumblings and sort of some commotion sort of building on the other side of the church here. Don't forget, you guys left some bodies in the street. Periwimple is nowhere to be found, and the last time you saw Bildrath, he was kind of hogtied securely and thrown back into his residence where you guys left him. I think I hit everything there. Let me double check.
How do we loot the body? We just double click on it?
Is it not double clickable?
No.
Okay.
Or even quadruple clickable.
Try it now.
No.
Nope.
Try it now.
No.
Damn it.
Hey, got it.
Got it now.
Okay, that's weird. I'm learning this new updated loot sheet NPC. You guys see all that there? It should be toggleable / note the gold and the items there as well.
Well, that's fun.
What are we doing with all this stuff?
Take the gold for sure. Put that on. Wait, is that 3,000 gold?
Yeah, I see a split currency thing, but it's not like, I don't know how it works.
Yes, but among 0 party members.
Yeah, I don't know how to change that.
I think chat needs to set up party member stuff, maybe.
Why can't I unclick Rahadin? Why? I can't even see myself.
If you guys go to inventory versus loot, that might allow you to take the money. Split currency. You need to assign an actor to your user before you can do this.
I don't know if it makes a difference yet, but looking in the loot in his inventory, it says like 0 in the bottom left of each item. I don't know if that's the weight or some other number, but
I think that's the gold value. I think the top right number is the
Well, I
number
can
of items.
drag everything into the group party loot, so I'm doing that real quick.
Yeah, let's just do that. I've not used this more than I just set it up currently. I don't know why.
There, I just transferred everything to the party.
Okay.
So at least it's all there. I can't unselect Rahadin's token, though.
I still see all this stuff on it.
I didn't delete it, I just moved it. Or I just copied it, basically. I don't know why it's...
Does
oh,
it
there we
still
go.
hold my like custom everything? Like the mystery keys? Does it still have the...
Yeah, I just dragged them all over to the party, and
Okay.
now the party has an extra 3,000 gold and all those items.
Okay. I just want to make sure that I want to see how my custom items work. Let me see if it... hold over there. Yeah, cool. Okay, I like that. I also was trying to figure out, like, there's a way to say, like, is it known or not? And, like, just have these called boots, and then once you guys learn them, then it would say boots of blank or whatever, but I couldn't figure that out, so I just said, fuck it.
I mean, is it just, like, casting Identify or whatever?
It was, like, that was the other part of it, too. Like, how much does it matter? It's going to be like, okay, well, I learn it, but I thought it would be a cool thing to just, like, see it as, like, ooh, are these special? And then I could kind of throw in a little more mystery at times. But yeah, for now it's totally fine. So you guys can divvy those up, and I'm working on the last one right now.
I don't have any use for either of the weapons. I could see Vemrak needing the boots of, or being able to use the boots of Elvenkind. I think that'd be cool, but I think Royce is the obvious choice there. And then the Stone of Good Luck. I don't know. Whoever you guys think it should go to.
Does that require attunement? Oh, that does require attunement. Okay. I mean, I can certainly use a +1 melee weapon. But I'm not sure if...
I don't need it. Go ahead and take it.
Does anybody need the scimitar? Because if nobody needs it, I will happily use it.
Race is mostly ranged, and I
Yep,
use.
yeah.
Cool.
So how does a dart use? Is it a one-time use thing? Or like you can throw it and you have to retrieve it over and over?
It probably depends on Shatner's interpretation.
I was interpreting it as like a dart, like a blow dart. So we can just kind of say you've got a good amount of them, unless, yeah, you can just say you've got. We won't bother with. My interpretation of what he had on him was like a silent weapon, basically. So I made it a +1 just to make it a bit cooler, because his was just normal, and there were some other darts, but it went from like, oh, +1 to like completely broken. So maybe later I can throw in some darts here or there where you can keep track of those ammos, but for now, just assume you have like a good supply of like darts. Okay. If you're gonna take them. But I would like to throw in, because there's some cool different dart ammo types that you can use, but the idea was like a silent short range weapon that could be easily manipulated.
I mean, the bag of holding, should we have that be like a party thing, or do we want to assign it to a particular person?
I would assume we would use it as a party, but I mean, somebody's gonna have to carry it, right? Or can we just keep it in the party loot?
I think it would probably make sense to give to the person with the least amount of strength.
Yeah, I would like the bag of holding on someone's person so that I know who has it.
This is 15 pounds by itself, but it can store
Yeah, it's always 15 pounds no matter what.
regardless. Yeah, regardless of the weight. So I think maybe Royce would make the most sense to have it. Since you don't have a ton of strength, right?
I've got 13.
Toto, how much do you have?
Strength, 12.
Oh, maybe Toto then. Because I've got 14, and I'm pretty sure Sirius like 30.
Okay. I'm usually midline too, so I think that's the only other interesting question. Can I put stuff in the bag of holding?
Yeah, you can put stuff in.
No, I mean,
the bag is not for storing.
No, I
It's a
mean,
ridiculous question.
I mean,
Like
that's
literally within
not what. Yeah, in Pathfinder, I can put stuff in a bag of holding, but I don't think I can do that here. Do we have encumbrance turned on?
I'm not sure.
Any objections to me taking the boot?
Nope.
No, go for it. I don't have any.
Why do I have?
Range.
Oh, sorry.
If you want the dart, go ahead and take it.
I was thinking, yeah. It's a simple range. So I wonder if I'm proficient with that.
It should say if you're proficient if you click on it. Underneath it, it'll say... Oh, actually, it might be using the party for that. Drag it into your character, into your inventory, and see if it says if you're proficient or not when you click on it. If you're underneath it.
Does say proficient, yeah.
Yeah, I say take it then.
Alright, I can take that. Who should we give the luck stone to?
I'll take it if no one else wants it.
Who's got the worst saves?
So it's going to depend on what we're saving against.
Does anybody? Oh, well, yeah. Wisdom and charisma, I'd say. If anybody has like a low wisdom save, that's probably the best person to give it to.
My wisdom's probably the highest.
I've got a 20.
I got 18.
17.
I have 14 wisdom.
So we just give it
So
to
you see,
I'll take it if you guys want me to.
Go for it.
Alright.
Just remember you have to attune to it before you can actually use it.
is that same with the boot?
It should say on the item if it's required or not.
I don't believe the boots require it. I think it was just the stone. But I'm not looking at it right now.
No, it does not require. It says underneath attunement required in one of those little boxes for the stone, but not for the boots.
So, is this every... So, +1 bonus to ability checks and saving throws. So, does that mean I just get a +1 to every check I roll and every throw I roll?
Any ability
Yes.
check and any saving throw, yeah.
Okay, cool.
I thought there was some irony with him having a lucky stone, so I threw it in there.
Wah,
Seems really
wah.
strong.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Well, I had to make it worth something, you know?
Can I delete the dart and the stone off the party loot?
Yeah, they've been taken already. Siri, did you drag them over, or did you just
I
copy them?
dragged them over. Yeah.
Cool. I think what I'm going to do is dump some stuff into party loot just in case encumbrance is turned on because I have the bag of holding.
What's your deity, Grim?
Torm.
How do I attune to it? I know I just want to attune and then unattune just to check something.
Takes like an hour.
I know, but I just want to do it real quick and then undo it.
I don't know
I
if there
don't
is a.
see the button for it. I don't know if there's like, I don't think Foundry has a thing for that. Why am I degenerating and paralyzed? Shatner, should I have degeneration and paralysis right now?
I don't remember, and I don't think so.
I don't recall having any of those.
No, I'm out of cure wounds. So let's be careful.
Sorry, did we say we're going to?
Not quite yet.
Yeah.
I think we leveled up, but did we reset? Did we get the effects of a rest, or should I blank out all my spells, basically?
Oh, I don't know that I leveled up. What level are we supposed
I think we're supposed to be level 4. My character's level 4.
to? Yeah, I'm still level 3.
Yeah, I haven't imported anything yet. I was gonna wait until we rested first. So otherwise, leveling up's kind of broken. It's like, oh yeah, I was about to die, and then I just thought really hard, and now I'm full life.
I just
Uh,
blanked
you
my
guys
I mean,
spell
go.
slots.
You guys
isn't
go.
that how leveling always works, Observer?
Depends on the
I
game.
mean, in real life, yes.
Bum, bum,
You
bum,
guys can all do
bum.
your level up right now. It's fine. Almost done.
Should we reset our health and spells and everything?
You can reset your health, not your spells.
I'll see if importing does the thing.
I leveled up, but I can't do shit. Because I'm a cleric.
When we go to update, what are we supposed to not include?
Don't overwrite your inventory. That's the biggest one.
Classes, features, spells. And then just remove the spells.
So uncheck weapons, uncheck other equipment, currency.
Okay. Will this walk me through it again? I just need to put my thing to 4, and then it'll ask me all the stuff I want to add. Is that
Says I do not have permission to browse the host file system.
Kind of appeared to work.
Oh, it looks like mine did work, actually. Yeah.
Sort of. There's some weird shit going on. All my items and everything are like white bags. My abilities like are kind of fucked. You see a white bag for Druid?
No, I see yours. I see you. And your inventory looks normal.
Yeah, I'm gonna refresh the.
I got a couple questions. So do our stats just increase passively as we level up? So like our dexterity, constitution, intelligence, do those go up naturally as we level?
No. Those are typically pretty stagnant until you find items to adjust them. That's why the opening stats you get whenever you make your character are pretty important. There's not a lot of.
Well, you get ASIs every once in a while.
You do, yeah, but it's not like
Yeah, so
in
that's
some.
what I'm asking about is the ASI. So like if I should I just be stacking this into dexterity? Is it better to spread it around? Is there other ways that I'm going to increase the dexterity to 20 because I can't use this past 20?
Well, you can't
Just
increase it past 20. That's a you in using ASIs. The highest you can get it is 20. You have to use other methods to get past 20, like magic items or stuff. But so like yeah, getting to 20 is usually for your primary stat a pretty good idea. I think what is it like? Wisdom is really good to get up for perception. Dex, wisdom, con, and charisma. Like Dex, con, and wisdom are good for any class to some degree because like Dex gives you can help your AC. Constitution increases your hit points, and wisdom helps your perception and initiative. Charisma is okay if you don't need it for anything else, and it helps your charisma save. Or if you're a charisma caster, it's important.
That all my features are broken now for my images.
Yeah, actually, I just noticed that too.
Here, you
I
see
have
the
another
white.
spell slot too, I guess.
Did you guys see a white bag next to Wild Shape in chat?
Yes. Yep.
So what the hell happened?
Your features are at least there. Mine aren't at all.
Pull your. Oh, did you pull your features from D&D Beyond?
Yep.
Are they all in there?
Yeah.
Try pulling image and just see. Actually, wait.
Oof.
Yeah. Oh. I don't have permission to update my icons, Shatter.
Probably
I
have
tried
chat.
to use the inbuilt dictionary or the SRD compendium.
Probably say have.
That's
kick
probably
all
why
of you
that
out?
broke. Not that I know of.
So probably
Hmm.
try to have Shatner re-import the character and see if that works. It'd be my.
Oh, there
Oh.
it is.
What the hell?
That was me trying to do something and doing something completely different.
Did you hit escape and then accidentally reload the game?
No, I went into user management, not realizing that like kicks you
Oh.
back.
All my features are gone now. Okay, so that breaks your features if you try to update with the icons.
Do you guys have any preferences for another spell slot for me? Heal or food or detect magic?
I'd say play the character how you want to play it, man.
Oh god, that is bad.
I do have detect magic, and it is a ritual, so I have a hard time seeing where we'd need multiple of that.
I can do detect poison and disease.
Which class are you? Sorry. Ranger? Do you have pass without trace?
I think that's a higher level. I think I only have first level spells.
Okay. Trying to remember what spells rangers can get. You've got the two I'd automatically recommend already. So yeah, I don't think there's like a crazy additional one.
Zephyr Strike pretty cool, but it's a concentration, so it would break Hunter's Mark. And the only other one, I mean, like Goodberry would be nice, so that we have the food. Or just the additional heal. I know it's only one, but that can still like bring somebody up that's downed, right?
It's not a bad idea.
Absorb elements isn't bad. I think it's a reaction too, right? So you just get it. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, you get resistance and then you get
Melee attack though.
I don't know. Depends on what you're doing. It's not terrible, but it's also not great.
I think I'll just go with Goodberry.
Ugh. Ensnaring Strike broke a boss fight in one of my games.
Yeah, I haven't really found a good use for it yet, but I'm waiting for one.
The Ranger...
I guess it could have been good on that last fight when he was going away. I don't think I had any spell slots left. That was the issue.
Yeah. Oh, I guess I can stop floating with glowy eyes at this point too, probably.
So in terms of things to do, I think we should talk to the sister. I forget her name. Obviously, her world was just shaken up, but we should talk to her, see what she wants to do, because obviously the plan was to get her out of town and go to the other big town. But I think there's obviously still worth of going there, and then we still have to go to visit that, like, the lady that's in the outskirts too.
Yeah, the Vistani.
Madam
Vasanti.
Eva. Yeah. Madame Eva. Madame Eva.
There's also the priest's son to deal with.
There's the priest's son. Yep.
Hey, don't we need to like roll hit dice or something for HP? How do I do that? Sorry, I don't remember any of this shit.
Are you updating in D&D Beyond, or where are you doing it?
Yeah, there's something that says manage HP, but I don't like when I open that, it just gives me a bunch of information.
It should just automatically update, I think, based on how Shatner has the game set. I don't know, Shatner, did you use max HP or average or rolled?
I don't know. I don't know, and the lighting is pissing me off, so we're gonna have lame lights today. But for whatever reason, it's not applying to you guys how it is to me. It's gonna be one of those super advanced features that I don't understand yet. So, alright, I am ready.
Did you figure out how to give us permissions to import icons?
No. Let me work on. I'm trying. Why? Why do you do this? You guys don't have permissions to import your own. What?
Images. It's not even our own. It's just use icons from inbuilt dictionary. If I check that and I start import, and then I go default, error parsing character, you don't have permission to browse the host file system. So even though they're there, I can't see them.
Probably have Shatner try to import your character. Because I think the mod is trying to update Shatner's local data storage, and it's probably stopping you from doing that for security reasons. Because you're
Just
not
trying
a...
to give you like 20 viruses.
That's fine.
That's my guess.
Try it now.
I'll be right back.
Failed again.
Yeah, all my features are gone too, Shep.
Yeah, you just need the images to work. You can uncheck the images, the underneath the check boxes, the normal like main ones. Says, oh, this is a year ago, but someone said updating to version 0.014 fixed it for the character I was trying to import. And this did it, I had to fresh install the module.
Go ahead and try it now. Oh, let me save. Let me save and let me just reload. Oh no, what was that? I guess that's one way to reload.
What?
Game just closed.
Yeah, no active game. There it goes. Okay. And beyond, and start import, and default. Hey, there we go. Okay, that worked. I got all my icons back.
Cool.
Thank
Well,
you.
you guys probably have a lot more power than you deserve now, so just take that with a grain of salt, because I just clicked everything. It's like, I don't know which one of these it is, so fuck it.
It's okay. Only 20 viruses.
Mm-hmm. It's like, allow tokens to access your bank information. Sure.
We got different icons now. That's awesome. Alawala has like the holding an actual like staff. Chill touch looks weird.
Why?
We pay for it. Yeah. I sorry. See what happens here. Okay, that one did my old versions.
Unrestricted
Which
vision.
which boxes do you have checked, Observer, for update config original?
So now you should be able to do. Here, I'll just take a screenshot. Taking that long to upload 1.13 megs. There it goes. And then when you import this time, it should give you all of your feats, all your features back and everything. Because once it failed on the images, it just stopped trying.
Cool. Thank you.
Yep.
Cool. Are we ready?
So
For me.
Can you pause it and unpause it?
Yeah.
now if I could
Yeah.
remove Rahadin. Oh, I can. Yeah, I can remove Rahadin. Shannon, look, I'm Rahadin.
God damn it. Alright, hold on.
What are you even doing, Shatner? Giving
I just
us
clicked
control. All the
I clicked
buttons.
everything so that they could
Oh.
upload stuff, because I wasn't sure which of these
Oh, did you make him GM, basically?
20. No, I just clicked permissions on player and added a bunch.
Oh yeah, I can see every single map now.
Can you?
No.
God damn it.
Funny though.
I mean, there is a
I don't
setting
know why
that'll do
you
I
that.
can, however, see the entire map now.
Yeah, I did that. So it was your vision is pissing me off.
It's really low. It's like 10 feet or some shit. It seemed odd because I don't think this was nighttime. Was it?
It was like dusk, so. Alright, what would you guys like to do?
I think we should probably address the crowd first of all.
Okay. So there's a little group of villagers over here. They're kind of still letting stuff sit in. It hasn't been that long since everything went down. So they're talking amongst themselves and kind of in shock over here.
Do any of you know who that man was? Rohadan?
Are you gonna move over, or did you move over?
Why can't I
Still over
move?
by the dead body.
There we go.
Well, I guess I'll come over to Irina first.
Okay. Like I said, she is in quite the state of disarray right now. Trying to be consoled by the unnamed so far, like, villager that's kind of near her. She doesn't even seem to really notice you come up. The villager kind of like glances up. Obviously, you're in a large, intimidating figure. And he kind of gives you like a grim sort of, smile, and then just looks back down at her, trying to just comfort her as best he can as she's kind of crying out and screaming out.
Irina, who was this man? This Rohadan? Just kind of like completely oblivious to her emotion. Just kind of asking questions.
Yeah, just from behind her, she may have taken notice of the question, but seems to have no response to it at all. She's just sort of, again, kind of keeled over. The grave has been dug, and her brother's now kind of laid inside of it, so it's an awkward kind of reach. She's almost like on her stomach, basically, at this point, just kind of in tears, trying to grasp at him, or kind of getting up now, kind of on a knee, if you will. But there's no response from that question. The commoner looks up and he's just kind of like, please, give her a moment. That was Rahadan. He's one of Strahd's, main helpers, if you will. Someone that I'm not personally upset to see gone, but fear of what the retribution might be. But please leave the questions to someone else besides her right now.
I'm gonna go to Father. I cannot remember his name.
Donovich.
My soul. Donovich, and say, can we still complete the ritual?
He is going to look at you with a smile. And goes, oh yes, what a morning. The ritual. As far as I know, it was almost completed. I would have to check and see where I was, and yeah, I believe it could be. However, we would need to remove Ismark from the grave site and fully cover cover the remains to make sure that everything is done correctly. But yes, I think it is possible.
So I'll kind of just hearing that, I'll pick up Ismark and just like have him hoisted over one shoulder, just like awaiting instruction.
Okay. So I'll have you kind of move over here to do that. Arena now takes notice of you fully, obviously knowing who you are and being acquainted to the extent that she is. She's now kind of snapped out a bit from her sort of state of depression, if you will, and she looks up and she goes, we must do the same ceremony for him. We can't leave him here. He must be buried in the same fashion. Alluding to the fact that she now wants her brother to be buried 3 days from now at dusk.
Can we bury him today? We've already got the equipment. I can dig a hole real quick.
She looks at you with kind of like a bit of frustration, and Donovich is kind of flipping through his notes as he kind of moves back over. I do want the growing sort of background commotion to grow a bit over time. Royce, you specifically, and then Observer as well, are kind of like feeling the prying eyes, and the villagers that were here have kind of like moved down a bit and kind of away out of the general area, and they you can hear like talking and rambling kind of around the corner, and also crying, a bit of hysteria still as well. Donovich looks up and goes, the whole point of this ceremony is that it takes the multiple days for the body to be prepared, and for the all the steps that we've already taken. There's no way to just bury Ismark today. The process would have to be separate for him as well. Irina's kind of back in her original mindset now of just sort of extreme grief, and not really in a mood, it seems, to be bargained with.
Donovich, I think Irina's been through enough. I think it might be best to consolidate mourning to one day as opposed to an entire week at this point. I think we should just bury them both today.
He's like, well, I understand where you're coming from. I do, but tradition is tradition, and it's not my choice to make. If she gives the word, that's fine. However, our usual proceedings won't be followed, and some people hold that quite dearly.
Irina, I have a feeling that if this Rodnan character doesn't return to the castle soon, and with you as he had intended, there's probably going to be other visitors to follow. So I don't think we have time to wait around to mourn for 3 more days.
She looks at you with sort of just an utter despair in her eyes. She doesn't really seem to care much about whatever initial plan there was, or whatever initial hope she had seems to kind of just be gone from her eyes. And she looks at you and she goes, I have nothing to live for now except to at least see my father buried correctly, and to have the same done for my brother. I can't leave this place. I won't. And she starts to just kind of go into that crying and kind of hysteria again at this point. Remember, it's been minutes since all this has happened, so she was tired and exhausted before, and now seeing what she's seen, she doesn't seem to be in the mood to see reason here, if you will.
Can we complete at least the ceremony we came to do, and maybe talk further in the church after that's done?
Yeah, Donovich is kind of finding out where he is. He looks at you, Toto, considering you're the one to bring it up initially, and says, yes, yes, we can finish the ceremony, be it there's blood and everything on the coffin, but if you all will help me, this, I think, he kind of takes a look behind him at the rising sun, and he goes, I think there's still time, and kind of looks at you, and he's like, one man of God to another. I'll make sure I say extra prayers to make sure this is done correctly. I do believe that it can be done. He kind of looks at you with a bit of a wink in his eye, like just to say, like, get one good thing out of this for today. Maybe set Irina at a bit of peace. So for the next couple minutes, he's going to read through his additional passages and kind of do his ceremony. There's a bit of a tremble in his voice. Most of it seems to be from the continued sense of joy you're getting out of him from seeing Rahadin killed, but he is taking it serious, even though at maybe a quicker pace than normal. So he's going to continue doing that. Obviously, you guys have the immediate time to do what you will, but he kind of mentions to Toto that it's going to be maybe another 5 to 10 minutes, and he will just need some help moving the dirt back over the grave, or into the hole, and then it'll be completed.
I'm gonna stay here and watch the rest of the ceremony and all that.
Okay. You hear him pick up, comically, almost in a way, in the middle of a sentence where he thinks he left off, talking about how when the sun rises on this morning, the body is lowered, and then you kind of jot your memory of where you were, or where he was whenever Rahadin initially entered, and it seems pretty accurate overall. Looking at the book he's reading from, you can kind of see that he has maybe a couple more paragraphs to go before he's completed. Observer and Royce, you guys are continuing now over the minutes to just kind of hear the occasional scream and yell from the city, and then there's like a growing crowd sort of growing in this general area here. With that being said, in the next minute or so, you'll see some new faces kind of pop up around the church as well. Donovich doesn't seem to be concerned about it. And then the other villager who was close by, he's now trying to be as stoic as possible and complete the ceremony. Arena is up in full-blown crying, but she now sees that at least one part of her goals for today can still be finished.
Should we go address the crowd?
Sure.
As you guys approach, most of the sort of people up front kind of take a step back as you do. Some you hear call out praises, saying like Rahadin's dead, Rahadin's dead. That's one less person to come and take things from us. However, like a growing sort of moan issues over the crowd of maybe like 10 or so people here. And there's a couple cries to have you guys leave immediately. You don't know how you've damned the city even more so. Strahd will be looking for his right-hand man, and when he knows he's not here, he'll come back with a vengeance. A couple of them even say they're going to go home now and start like packing their things and leave town for the time being, just because they're afraid of what may come. Some you see that kind of walked up and were like asking questions and wanted to see the body for themselves. They didn't believe it. So there's just kind of a bit of chaos is growing overall as you see the different reactions to what's taken place this morning.
Are you addressing them, or am I?
Oh, go ahead. You and your organics. Don't talk amongst yourselves.
Hello, friends. So obviously some events have unfolded here today.
Yeah, you could say that again.
I would ask you to please let the family grieve in peace as their bodies are laid to rest. I'm happy to announce in the meantime that Bill Draft's Goods is under new management. And in honor of this occasion, I invite you all to stop by the store for 50% off all store items. Please ignore the shopkeep tied up in the back. Simply leave your coin on the counter.
To the initial response to let the families grieve, he's like, another voice kind of calls out and be like, we've dealt with their grieving for enough time. Like, we want answers, and we want is what's going to happen to this town now. And then at your response to the Bill Drafts, they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. Bill Draft is up and walking around, and he's pissed. He seems to be boarding up his shop as we speak. We just walked by there in the last couple minutes ago.
No, I assure you, it's 50% off all store items. Please go see for yourself.
The same person kind of calls out and goes, well, we don't really give a shit right now about buying items. We are just concerned with the state of our town. And a couple of them kind of hearing this like reiteration of a sale just sort of scurry off, and others tend to just sort of turn around, and you hear them kind of yelling back like, it's true, Rodden's dead. Ismark is dead, and general grumblings along those lines.
So all of them are dispersing? Is that what you're saying?
Not necessarily. They're still kind of hanging around. They're just less concerned with they're less concerned with you guys specifically. They're just sort of trying to take a peek at like the accident on the freeway basically, and then once they see, holy shit, today's a unique day, they're kind of turning around and be about their business and maybe try and there's a lot more of a hurried look on people's faces and their general demeanor right now as they're either preparing to leave or pack up or hide, or who knows exactly what they're doing. Maybe they're going over to the 50% off as well.
All right. Well, I think that one.
So if nobody wants to do anything else over the next like 5 minutes, I'll say Donovich wraps it up. He ends it with a pretty unique, rather, I guess, well-written prayer. That obviously is supposed to be said and confirmed under sort of silence and a bit of a different background now than what we currently see ourselves in. However, Arena is still crying, sobbing, if you will. But at the last words of Father Donovich, she lets out a little bit of a different cry as she maybe has a bit of peace. And Donovich kind of looks to those that are closest, so to you and the other villager who's here, Toto, and then he kind of looks up over at you, Royce, and kind of beckons over to the shovels that were on the side and kind of asks if you guys can help. And he folds up the book he was using. If others approach, they can help and remove most of that dirt back over the next couple minutes or so. Vimrak, are you just holding Ismark still, or did you place him somewhere?
I assumed I placed him at this point. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Just carried him over to talk to the crowd.
Yeah, I'm just like, he's just walking around this big ass oil. Yeah, I killed this motherfucker. So, anyone want to do anything over that course of moving that dirt around? Nope. All right. So,
Just-
Matt, go ahead.
I was just say, after I'm done, I just want to go back to what was Rohadin wearing? Did he have any distinguishable? I know I took his ear. I carved his left ear off, but did he have any distinguishable garments? What was he wearing?
Distinguishable in the sense that he's from wealth. I mean, he stands out like a sore thumb in the typical clothing of the city that you're in, and even from what you'd be used to in your, your past life, if you will. But in terms of crests or any kind of lettering or any kind of symbols, no, there was nothing overt about it. You assume that people know him not based on what he's wearing, but on his reputation. So he was unique in his characteristics as not. He's definitely of like the elf lineage. However, it seems to be maybe a unique version of that. You're not exactly sure which one, but you nothing on him that would place him anywhere specific.
Okay.
So the dirt's been moved. Donovich kind of looks down, like a kind of a job well done look across his face, and he goes, yes. So now to try and figure out what we do today. He looks at the party members and smiles and says, well, thank you very much for killing that elf son of a bitch. And you're kind of surprised to hear the words out of his mouth, having just completed a ceremony, but he is deeply grateful. And he goes, I must admit, I wonder if the curse of my son was placed on him by Rahadin, and I really must check on him to see if he's changed at all. Toto, you don't get the sense that that's how it works, but you've also known him to be obviously obsessive over trying to help his son at this point. So just a little side note that would stand out to you. So he is going to make his way kind of back towards the church. He's going to look at Ismark and just kind of say a prayer over him, and mention to the group as well as he passes that he will need to be buried, or arrangements will need to be made, and he will look over at Arena and said, Miss, I understand that today is the worst day of your life, and I'll be here for you as much as I can. So please let me know what you'd like to do, but understand that the town was already on high alert, and boiling over. So today or this morning's happenings may not allow for tradition to be followed. Kind of a shot in your guys' direction of like, hey, maybe we need to get the fuck out. So he's gonna head down.
So I'm gonna tell him as he walks away. Your son is gone. You should not go down there.
So he won't get too far, as you kind of mentioned that as he passes, and he goes, I appreciate your honesty, and I believe I know that deep down, but it's days like today that maybe seem like an answered prayer. It only costs but a moment. I go down there often, and he's never hurt me at this point. And as he says that, he kind of like reaches for like his leg. As if to like bodies showing a clear lie. Maybe he has been hurt. But he looks at you thankfully in a way. He looks almost as normal as he looks as normal as he has looked the entire time since you've met him right now. Just because I think hope is so strong in him currently, and he still walks down back towards the front of the church.
What did the crowd have to say about Bildrath? My audio was kind of bugging out there. They said they saw him at the shop, right?
They said that he was up and about with his nephew, who's been missing now for a decent amount of time. Maybe 20, 30 minutes.
A
we have any-
mercantile coup has failed.
What's that?
Nothing. Just being a jerk. It's okay. Sorry, I cut someone else off.
Do we have any interest in addressing that? Could see that or no?
I don't care about it.
Doesn't matter.
So just to confirm the current situation, Arena is still very distraught, and the villager is sort of consoling her as best as possible. She's yet to give any kind of budge on doing a traditional ceremony for her brother. And she's just kind of sitting here weeping. Donovich is now presumably back in the church. Observer, you see him pass. He kind of looks at you and kind of gives a nod. And then he sort of disappears around the corner of the building, presumably to go back inside.
Maybe we should all head inside and take a minute and try to figure out what to do next. I kind of glance at Arena. I glance at the rest of the party and kind of gesture at Arena as I say this.
Okay. She makes no real emotional response, but turns around and starts to kind of walk towards that area. As she gets to where her brother's laying, she looks at you, Vemrak, and she speaks rather clearly, surprising through the tears, and just says, like, can you please carry him to the church?
Yeah, I'll just nod and I'll pick him up.
All right. She turns to the villager and like thanks him briefly, just like, I appreciate you today, but please go back to your family. It's very unknown what the night and what today might bring. That could be worse than what we've already seen. He looks at her and kind of smiles, and he kind of heads off as well. As he passes you, Royce, he kind of whispers to you, like, thank you. You're not exactly sure why, but he does the same for you as well, Observer. You kind of get the feeling that he was happy to see the elf die, and just didn't want to say it directly to Arena, as she's obviously going through some shit. But all of you now make your way towards the church. Does that sound good?
Yep.
Okay. Let me see how the church was left. Let's go activate. Let's go daytime. All of you can see everything.
Took me so long.
Are
to
we?
figure out.
Sorry.
I was just gonna say it took me so long to figure out how proficiency bonuses are calculated, or where their values are, and I finally figured it out. D&D is very complicated.
Is this a good time for a smoke break? If Grim is okay.
Did Grim leave?
Yeah. He said
Oh,
he
I
heard.
don't even hear him.
I didn't hear it at all.
Yeah, go ahead. He's really quiet today. Yeah, let's do it.
He just typed.
Oh, he typed it. Gotcha. Cool.
1 minute
All
ago.
right. Yeah, let's do it.
So I totally thought my fucking save was gonna go up 2 with the last level, because I thought it was +1 for every level. It's plus 1 every 4 levels. That should be nice at least. I guess the maximum DC save you can get, you can force other things to take, is 19. Unless you figure out how to get your stats above 20.
Who's trying to save what?
What'd you say?
Who's trying to save against what?
I was trying to figure out how proficiency bonuses were calculated because I couldn't figure it out. Until finally I found a sheet that just shows you when proficiency bonuses are added.
Oh.
That's +2 for 1 through 4, +3 for 5 through 8.
Yeah.
4, and so on and so forth. I thought it was +1 for every level, so I was looking
No.
forward to doing some real broken shit.
So we're all outside the church.
Oh.
Sorry, I had to step away for a second.
Yeah, we were pushed into the church.
Well, I'm gonna... Well, what do we want to do here? I guess before I go inside. If Arena and Donovich are inside. I guess for us...
We're taking a little break right now.
Oh, we're on a break. Never mind.
Yeah, when you left,
Okay, sorry.
Sterling went to go have a smoke break.
I mean, I think it's pretty clear we can't stay in the town though much longer. Like we probably should make our way to Madame Eva and elsewhere.
Thought we were gonna start our
Mercantile
business
Empire.
here.
I mean, at 50% off couldn't persuade everyone. I don't know what you're gonna do.
I kind of want to.
They didn't seem to be too receptive to it.
I kind of want to try to recruit Periwinkle as an NPC to join the party, but he seems pretty loyal to his uncle.
Yeah, I'm guessing he's the one that probably saved him.
Because I thought I put him on like guard duty and said like, you know, we might need you, and then tried calling to him during the fight a couple times. Yeah. He never showed up. Yeah.
Siri, I finally am going to be able to get the stray boat today.
Nice. I don't know. I don't even know what to do for that. I'm doing the dailies, but I don't know what else I need to do.
focus on getting 270 charisma and 260 courage, because you'll need it for Black Fang, and you have to max out Black Fang's rapport.
Oh, is this?
You guys been going hard on Lost Star?
Oh yeah. Someone sneak inside and go in all the rooms while Shatner's not here.
I think we've seen inside all the rooms already.
I haven't.
Click the doors until Shatner gets pissed.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It worked.
Right. How do you summon a Shatner? Fucking spam a door. We all back? Is he smoking still?
Oh my god, I hit the mouse button so hard it says, "Are you sure you want to exit the Foundry game?"
Wow.
I'm here. I'm still smoking, but I can.
Gotta press it harder.
Oh, I just realized it's the back button right next to my mouse key. So no, it wasn't actually that. I just accidentally hit the back button. Ah.
All right.
So I get. Oh.
So Arena is.
Are we still gonna wait for Sterling to get back though? He
Yeah,
can
you
hear
can
it,
hear.
but he's not as machine.
Yeah,
That's fine.
I'll be back in a minute. You're good.
Yeah, you're good. Donovich is gone, presumably in the Undercroft, if you will. And then Arena is kind of where she was sitting initially and overnight, where her brother's things were. And she's kind of just going through them and just sort of sitting there and just kind of weakening, crying a bit, praying a bit. Not really looking like she's in any mood to do much at the moment. So no real sense of urgency with her.
So what do we want to do? Can ask her to come with us, but I don't know if I'm interested in doing anything to force her to do anything.
You have to wait, what, 3 days to make sure that the son can get buried?
Do we want to wait 3 days?
No. Donovich already put it in her ear that he doesn't think we can wait 3 days.
Yeah, I don't think waiting is an option.
As you guys round like towards the church facing, or the front door facing side of the church, you kind of see the civil unrest sort of growing a bit. There's a lot of people out and about. There's a lot of people moving. There's a lot of talking here and there. You hear the same kind of things being said. You hear some wailing, some crying. The bodies in the streets. For those that have maybe like an angle as you round that corner, they're being covered right now. And then in the far, yeah, like you guys can see if you look at the main map here, like you can see down towards like kind of the town square center here. There's just a lot of commotion.
Did we kill people or knock them out?
You killed at least the one like father who was pissed. Like I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
Vemrak like cut him in half or something gnarly.
Hmm.
I forget his name, but there weren't like a bunch of bodies in the street. It was like one or two, I believe, because he did intimidate a vast majority of them by the end.
I mean, one could argue cutting someone in half is just an intimidation check all its own.
Fruit.
So if that crowd is going to start coming this way, we should probably get a move on, unless one of you thinks you can disperse them.
Yeah, I don't think any of us are in good condition for another fight. I thought we were at the church. Sorry. Why are we in the street?
Yeah, the church. I was just showing the map
Okay.
of where the church was relative to the general area.
So I'm gonna go in, and stupid walls. I'm gonna go and check and see if Donovan is down in the hatch.
Okay, yeah, the padlock is off. The door is closed, but it seems as though it can be sort of easily lifted and crawled down. And you can kind of hear some whispers or some muffled speaking down below over the first couple moments that you kind of step inside the room.
I'll just kind of crack the door and say, Father Donovan, could we talk for a moment?
You hear him call back. He's like a bit busy right now. I think my son. I think he's back. I think he has been healed. And you kind of hear like he's slightly maybe inside the room itself. He's definitely down the stairs. You can't see down. But it's very dark down there, and your suspicion is pretty high.
Walk back out and say, I think something's up with Donovan and his son.
Whatever could you mean?
I'm guessing he's letting it beat on him.
Oh.
But Donovan might be our best chance to either speed up Arena's thought process or we might just need to leave.
Guess we can check it out.
Okay, well, I'll get ready to go down. I'm just going to wait and see if anybody else wants to come.
Okay. So as you guys have been in here for a couple moments now, you hear that all too familiar scream sort of ring out from below. It echoes just like it normally did. Sounds exactly the same. And then just with the proximity of where you guys are to the hatch, you can kind of hear like Donovich yell out now, just saying like, it's okay, Doru. Like Rahadin's dead. Is he the one that placed the curse on you? It's okay. Like your dad's here. It's okay. And he's kind of crying out, sort of and that's more like pleas, if you will, to try and get his son to like recognize him, if you will. It's getting more and more muffled. You assume he's kind of getting further and further away from the hatch, and the cry from Doru sort of comes out again the moment after.
Vemrak will go down the hatch.
Okay.
Yeah, I was kind of waiting to see if everybody wanted to go or not. Nope, I can't do that.
Who else is going?
Follow.
Okay. So I'll stop you guys at the top of the stairs. Just kind of have you guys in that area. The scene you see here is Donovich kind of getting closer. You see Doru just kind of plastered to the ceiling of this like crawl space or this basement, if you will. And he's just kind of looking that same craziness in his eyes, kind of down at his father. You're not sure if he notices the difference, but Donovich is getting very close to him overall as he takes an additional step forward. And it's like, it's okay, like, it's me, like, Rahadin's dead, like, you're gonna be fine now. As he says that, and it seems all of you make perception checks. Toto and Vemrak, you guys can both
there it goes.
clearly sort of see the change in Doru's sort of anatomy, if you will, as he looks like he's about to kind of spring off of the ceiling. Observer as well, you notice this. He's kind of spring off the ceiling and jump down towards his dad, like in the next moment or so. I'll give those with high perception. Anybody can speak or say what they'd like, but those three definitely see what inevitably seems to be happening.
I'll make a rush for the father, and attempt to grab him and pull him back.
Yo, sorry, where are we at real quick? I wasn't paying attention.
Did you want to go down into the crawl space in the basement of the church?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So you're down here as well. I'll move you over. Vemrak, you can make that distance no problem. Just roll me a strength check. Let me find the all-important grapple. Why can't there just be... I'm just gonna wing it. Fuck it. So you get to him here. You kind of see Doru. Anyone else gonna make any motion, or you guys kind of see Vemrak take off, and that's enough?
I'll prepare an action.
Okay. What are you gonna prepare?
If I see the son lunge at the father, I'll throw a chill touch.
Okay. Toto?
I'll shout out to Donovan to get away from his son.
Okay. He ignores that. Observer, your line of sight should be fine. Vemrak, your strength check versus Donovich. I'm going to give him a little bit of a adrenal push here as he's maybe obviously incorrectly believing that he's in some sort of revelation here.
Can I roll with advantage then? Because his back was turned to me and wasn't expecting it.
That's all right. He didn't roll high. Observer, go ahead and do your chill touch. Doru's going to spring from the ceiling. Vemrak, you're going to be able to pull him. What space do you want to throw him in? Well, actually, I'm not going to give you a choice because there's a pillar right here. So I'm going to say you throw him here, and then Doru's here. Is that fair, Vemrak? I think that's fair.
Yeah.
And then let's get an encounter going. And you guys can all roll initiative. That chilling touch. Did that? Use his held hand in a space of a creature within range. Make a ranged weapon. 14. A 14 does not hit.
Okay.
That's a combat. Wow,
How did I roll
horrible rolls.
How did I roll a plus?
Oh. You said our spells did not reset?
Correct. Does anyone see Doru's HP?
No.
In the turn order encounter? Okay, I want to make sure whatever permissions I gave didn't...
I don't even see our own HP.
Oh, cool. Good. Alright, everyone's initiative's correct?
So?
Cool. Vemrak, you're up. I'll give you another action. Doru is kind of snarling at you now. He looks incredibly skinny, incredibly famished, and you see these vampiric sharp teeth kind of piercing out, elongated almost as if they've not been used or not been cut or taken care of in months or even longer, it seems. His hands are kind of at his side, and they're kind of like hanging over his body, looking like they are ready to strike out at you. The stench of him hits you initially as well. Nothing you have to roll for, but just the smell of kind of decay and just filth fills your nostrils, and what may have sounded like some kind of whimpering creature down here. All of a sudden, now that you're face to face with it, seems like it could be a challenging fight overall. Plus, you're acutely somewhat aware of how vampires become vampires and are aware of that potential as well. So go ahead.
Okay, with my action, I would like to attempt to restrain. So grapple and restrain.
Doru?
Yes.
Okay. Donovich is going to scream out the second he was kind of grappled, like, "Don't hurt him! Don't hurt him! He's going to change! Don't hurt him!" Go ahead and roll a strength check, Vimrak. Sorry, it took forever. He's going to pass it, and he's going to choose to not grapple you back. Anything else?
Um,
The frailness of the creature in front of you strikes you with some curiosity, if you will, of how firm its bones and body seems to be once you do try and get a hold of it, and you're unable to move it. As it doesn't happen often, you consider it maybe it was a fluke, but at the same time, a little more respect kind of grows for you, or in you for the son Doro here.
yeah,
Doru.
no actions on my own.
Okay. Observer, you're up.
Yep. What is he actively doing right now?
He's just kind of hunched over. Now kind of got his gaze sort of fixed on Vimrak. He's been a bit clawed up a bit as Vimrak kind of reached out to kind of get him, and so now he seems pretty intent on maybe attacking him, you'd assume, or possibly attacking his father as well.
Do we know of any ways to return a vampire back to being human?
None confirmed. Overall, though, it's from what you may have heard. Well, from what you've heard in your studies and stuff, I would say that there's always been talks of things being able to do that, but you've never been able to confirm it, and people that you trusted and respected never confirmed it either. So overall, it's considered to be like a death sentence in a way, or at least a permanent thing. But there's always talks of it being reversible.
So, since I'm a sage,
Mhm.
when I attempt to learn or recall a piece of lore, if I don't know that information, I often know where and from whom I can obtain it.
You wouldn't know specifically where to look because it's all kind of hearsay, if you will. So it's not. Let's say you're confident that it's not a well-known knowledge. How about that? If it does exist. But let's say that you do know that they can't enter a residence unless invited. They don't particularly enjoy sunlight, running water, and a stake to the heart it can destroy them as well.
Go ahead and use Thorn Whip.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
And
just
I will
attack roll.
26 attack. Yep.
Okay. Yep, that hits.
And I'll do damage. So, wow, 1 damage. And I'll pull him 10 feet closer to me.
Okay. Does it pull through occupied spaces?
What does it say here?
Probably not.
Let's see. You pull the creature up to 10 feet closer to you.
I'm gonna just give you 5 feet down, just because there's not a lot of space there. If you were to, under circumstances here where nothing changed, pull him here, then you can get your full movement. But I'll say you kind of like yank him in a way, but you can't really pull him into his dad or Vimrak.
Yep.
Okay.
And then I will use my bonus
I forgot to
action.
add Donovich to the turn.
Shalala.
Damn it.
I too.
What did you roll? I'm sorry.
I just did a shalala.
Okay, gotcha. With the whip sound, Donovich turns to you and kind of like yells out in a tone you've not heard. It's like, "Don't hurt him. He's gonna be fine. Rahadin's dead. Please, please." His turn is up just because I forgot to add him, and he rolled an 18. He is going to spend his turn trying to console his son. He is going to kind of reach out and try and like almost like hug him in a way, which is just disturbing and fucking sad to watch. In so doing that, Doru kind of like shoves him off or like tries to swipe at him, but doesn't actually seem to do so. His eyes kind of shift around a bit for those that can see. For a brief moment, he almost looks slightly human and confused, but that internal sort of vampirism, if you will, kind of shoots back to the front as he kind of screams out again with that very familiar scream that's much more echoey and annoying / painful almost down here. Donovich will cast. No, he won't. I don't think he has much left from the last fight, and I forget what he used. So Dory is up. He is going to provoke an attack of opportunity from you, Vimrak, if you'd like to. He's going to try and move here.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and attack him.
Okay, go ahead. Uh, 25 hits. And 6 slashing. See. That's a non-magical weapon, right?
Correct.
Seems to have less of effect, but he does take some damage. 4. And then anything else? Oh, that's not your turn. It's his turn. So he does come out. Blood kind of splatters a bit. Some of that kind of hitting Donovich in the face, and you hear his like intensity of his screams and his yells, like "Please, please, please don't do this." The three of you here now get the very clear sense that this motherfucker is making a run for that hatch. He is going to run here, climb up the wall. And so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So he is going to be about 10 feet. He's basically at the ceiling where he's at currently. And he can climb like a spider, basically. So that's where he's at. Royce, you're up.
Oh.
What was that? Oh, you say, hold on.
I said, oh.
Where is Royce? Oh, there he is.
So I'll attack him.
22 hits. For 10 piercing, non-magical, and then it says here DC strength for him, or he is restrained. Interesting. Okay, so let's do the strength check.
Has he taken damage previously too?
Yes, he has. A 9. So he is restrained. And he is... do the big one. He is up top on the ceiling. And then it's going to be 10 damage for him. And then it says...
He takes another 6 from Colossal Slate.
Okay. -3. And then it says the target takes at the start of each of its turns, a creature restrained by violence or one or more can touch the creature and use action. And the spell time is how long? 1 minute? Okay. Damn. Anything else, Royce?
No.
Alright, Toto, you're up.
So if I were to go into melee range, could I hit him?
Yeah, I'll say that. You're 5 feet tall. You got about
I'm 6 feet tall, but
5-ish
yeah.
feet. Yeah, foot range. That's fine. We'll say he's kind of on the cusp of the ceiling, so it's not like an absurdly high ceiling down here, so that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I'll move up to him. I don't have anything else there. Sorry. Yeah, I'm just gonna attack him.
Okay. Well, Donovich calls out to you specifically, Toto, as he kind of sees you like wielding your weapon and kind of like approaching his son. He's like, Toto, please, we've grown. I respect you, and I understand what you're thinking, but please don't kill him. Don't do this. Not here. Not like this. There's still hope.
And I'll just turn back and say there is no hope for him. And I will attack him as soon as I figure out how to do that. Nope. And I just whiff. I just can't make it up there. I just kind of like hop and whiff.
Right? That's fine. You let a little jump, get like 8 inches off the ground. You're like, all right, that's it. Anything else? Donovich goes, it's fate. It's fate that you did that pussy ass move. No.
I was gonna say, don't make me a bonus action Donovan at this point. I'm getting real close to just getting rid of Donovan. Nope. I'm done.
Alright, Vimac, you're up. On your turn, Donovich looks at you and goes, just listen, all of you, just close the hatch. He's restrained. You can all just leave. There's no reason to kill him. Please. Just
like as he's talking, I'm gonna like swat him with my left hand, do like a football swim move to like get him out of my way, and just run towards his son and say, "He's a lost cause. Get over it."
Are you trying to do
No, I'm
damage?
not.
Okay.
No, just like in my movement, I'm like just slapping him.
Sure. More like a disrespectful thing as you kind of go past him.
Kind of like trying to smack sense into him, but also,
oh, gotcha.
You know.
Okay. Yep, you have no issues doing that.
All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and make an attempt to restrain him again.
Oh, grapple him?
To grapple, yeah.
Okay, go ahead. You can have advantage. He's restrained.
Oh, did I have advantage on my attack?
Yes,
roll.
you did.
His skills. Why? Awesome. Okay, he can be grappled. I still don't know grapple mechanics, and I kind of fucking hate him. So what would you like to do now that you can?
So I want to restrain him, like kind of like full Nelson if I can. Like put like ideally I want to get his hands behind his back. And I assume someone would have to help me with this, but I do have the manacles that I bought from Bildrath's shop, so I would like someone to use them to try to like put him so we can like officially restrain him with some tools here.
Okay. You can start that process. You can ask Toto. And are you fine with that, Toto, helping?
Yeah.
Voice comes up.
Yeah.
Okay. You're not going to get full movement yet. So Toto, you're there. You can move there, Royce. Donovich is going to come up behind you and just kind of wailing on you. Just like with his hands and fists, basically just saying like, "Stop it! Leave him alone! Just leave! Just leave my church! There's no reason for this. There's no reason for the bloodshed." As you are grappling with Doro, you're clearly stronger than him at this point. Now, but he still has these nasty claws that he's just kind of like trying to fling around erratically. So as you do get his arms around you, your wrists and your arms kind of get cut up a bit just because they're so sharp, so underused now. And at first you don't feel the pain. You have a high pain tolerance anyway, but you can smell the blood and you're like interested in where it's from. And then you kind of look down and realize there's a bit of it kind of dripping from your wrist and your hand area. But Donovich overall is more of a nuisance than anything. So you guys are able to restrain him fully if that's what you'd like to do.
Yeah, I want to put him. I want to put him in handcuffs and essentially like be able to move him so we're not like attacking him anymore, so we don't have to kill him.
Yeah, so all in combat, and you guys can say you've got him. You got him like fully restrained now, or
I'm gonna close the hatch.
Okay, hatch is closed. Good. Now Donovich is still doing the exact same shit. Trying to just invoke reason here, saying, you know, you guys have helped this town. I appreciate what you've done. Please go help Arena. Like my son down here in this basement means nothing to you. You have no reason to kill him. Just leave him. Yeah, I might be crazy, but you know, if it was your son, you would do the same thing. Please just leave. There's no reason. Just leave. He's restrained.
He's not gonna stay restrained, Donovan. You know how this is gonna end. If you're lucky, the only person he'll kill is you.
He'll look at you and say that he's like, I've kept him down here for 8 months since he returned, and there's been no issue since. So why do you think I can't continue doing it? It's obvious that the lock and the gate that are the hatch is suitable. So there's really no. I don't understand where this bloodlust is coming from. Just please, you have my blessing. I appreciate all of you. Just leave my son alone.
What are you hoping to accomplish by keeping your son enslaved and not even a form that is human? Don't you want your son to be at peace? You said to yourself, you know that there's no way he could ever come back.
Roll a. Let me see. Roll a persuasion. Unless you like to, yeah, that's fine. Woo. He looks at you. You can see kind of tears grow a bit in his eyes, but he fights him back and kind of like stands up straight. Looks at you like right in the face, and he goes, "My son, if you met him before he is whatever he is now, I admit he's obviously changed. He was a good man, and he had admirable qualities about him, and I just can't. I can't, knowing that he still breathes, whether he's that or something different. Just you can't just fucking kill him. Just what am I supposed to do? Just cut his throat and just leave him down here? or bury him up there and he turns into another one again.
I'll
Father,
tell him that you don't have to be the one to do it. This foul creature must be returned to the cycle. However
Father,
sad it may be for you.
Father, have you ever seen a wounded animal in the wilderness? Would you let that animal suffer for eternity, knowing that it can only endure pain and never seek peace? Because that's what you're doing to your son. He's in a state of agony and despair. He's not himself. And you're holding him against his will. He's not going to come back. He's never going to be the same. And you need to be good with that. His memory will live on through yours.
He looks at you like now unable to fight back the tears at all. Royce, it's so funny. Your character looks like he just like has him at gunpoint all the time. He had a club in his now you're just gonna shoot Vemrak. He had a club in his robes that he hadn't pulled out here, but you guys saw him use earlier. He takes it out and he kind of like drops it on the floor. He looks at you, Toto, and you alone, and just says, is there anything that can be done for him, like one man of God to another? And he just looks at you, Toto.
There's never been an instance that my order has ever found where this is reversible. If there was a way, I'd tell you, but the path of mercy here is to end this.
He turns and starts to like walk this way. Before he's out of your guys' ranges, do you guys allow him to move?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. He gets here, he gets to the stairs. He gets kind of in the middle of the stairs and he just looks down like in the general direction of all of you, and he just says, I don't know what you all plan to do, and I need time for this to fully set in, but I admit that I have not been myself very human for the last 8 months, and I wish that we meet again soon. I will most likely make my way to Valaki, as I don't see a place for me here anymore, especially with what happened today. And all I can ask is that if you do plan to try and kill Strahd, and he says it, which kind of, even now for you guys, kind of like is odd and unique to say the name out loud, I just ask and I pray that you involve me, as I will do whatever I can to make that happen, as simple and feeble as I may be. And he gets to the hatch,
Donovan.
or gets, what's that? Go ahead.
And I'll walk over just to make sure my voice doesn't carry above the floorboards. Is there any way you can bury Ismark today? We might be able to save Arena, but we need her to come with us.
He looks down. He looks down at you, and he kind of just has this like defeated look, but he says, I'll look for a passage I've not read in a long time or ever heard anyone read, and I'll go bring it up to her that there is a way to shorten it. Maybe I'll make something up. This godforsaken town was bad before, and God knows what it'll look like tomorrow. And he kind of starts to climb the ladder and head up.
Before he goes, I'll look up and say, Donovich, let's make the trek together. We plan on going that way anyways.
He looks down and pretty quickly responds with just like, I have my own paths I've taken before, and honestly, I it's hard to say I appreciate any of you, as he's been trying not to make eye contact with Doro, who's still kind of like squirming and kind of yelling out a bit here and there, assuming you guys didn't gag him or anything. I'll make my own way. I feel like fate has changed today, and I wish not to be a burden, and I need time to be alone. But I will find you in Valaki if I make it there. But I have other stops to make before I head there. I do have some family that lives elsewhere.
And just as he's talking, I'm gonna like try to get Royce's attention and like make my eyes towards the stairs and kind of like give him the get up there, like as subtly as I can.
Okay. That's fine. So Donovich, just are you afraid he's gonna like close the hatch?
Yeah.
So I'll say Royce, you could basically like probably shoot him fast enough at any point in time, to where if he was gonna do that, but you can catch him. He's in no way, shape, or form like seeming to like try and climb quickly. He solemnly climbs up the ladder, and then like Royce, you see him just kind of go into another room, and you can be up the ladder as well if you'd like.
What's the check to see if he's like lying or being
Insight?
deceptive? I'll just do an
Insight,
insight check.
Okay. Based on what statement?
His characteristic to see if he's obviously trying to
Like mask something?
Yeah, like
So
he's
like
trying to
most
get
of his body
away.
language is what you're looking into?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is insight, is in skills and insight.
How good is a robot at interpreting human fuck?
Apparently really good.
You believe pretty easily and confidently that everything he said was true.
I'll tell him farewell. What's his name again? Donna something.
Donovich.
Donovich. Farewell, Donovich. I hope we meet again and kill that monstrosity Strahd.
He looks over at the group, before he goes up. He goes up without any issue, and Royce, you can follow him. But he goes, yeah, I will make it. I've spent a lot of energy on my son. Or he actually says that's on my son, and then changes it to on that thing. But I feel like maybe in my old age and before I die, I can make something useful out of it, besides running this, horrible church into the ground like I have. And he's like, I don't know what I can find or what I can do, but I hope to be of some use in the future. And that's when he climbs up, and Royce, in your suspicion still, you can kind of climb up after him, and there's no funny business.
Are there any chunks of roughly steak-shaped wood in this basement?
Not just lying around, but I mean, you could take a piece of, this is decently fashioned wood, and then these are wooden, like, beams, basically, support beams.
I'll just go kick over one of the banisters and just kind of sharpen the end of it.
Okay. You have almost no issue doing that. It's rather rickety and old. You do know that it's an instant death if a vampire is if it's it's incapacitated. So if you basically do enough damage and then stake to the heart, it should kill it for good. So you have to like kind of kill it and then destroy it by the stake through the heart.
Vedmak, you want to be a headsman?
I'll draw my great axe.
Okay.
Do I know what would deal more damage? Slashing or magic?
Can we just like hold him and let Vemrak just basically coup de grace him? Or are we gonna have to fight through it?
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Coup de grace don't exist in D&D 5e apparently.
I know. I'm just saying, like, we've got him completely restrained. I'm imagining Cutting his head off shouldn't be too hard, and then we can just finish the job.
Well, if you use the +1 scimitar,
And
that'll be the best thing, honestly, because he
Sure.
has resistance to other damages.
I'll hand Royce the scimitar. I think here this might work a little better.
Okay.
And I'm just standing ready to stake. Well, I guess I'm gonna help hold him down as much as I can, so that
Okay.
or not Royce Vedmak.
Seeing the end come, he is squirming and fighting as much as he can. The manacles are holding strong, but you can kind of see the tension on them kind of strain a bit. For those that are at the angle, you can almost see them moving. The sort of the links in between each manacle bending a bit, which is surprising. You're not sure if it's the poor quality from Bildrath's or the strength of the creature here, but there's no actual actual escape at this point, it seems. So just go ahead and roll. You can just do it, Vemrak. If you'd like, you are good to just cut his head off, and then you should have a general idea where the heart's at for that stake as well.
Okay, I'll go ahead and then cut his head off.
Okay.
No.
With a sweep of the scimitar, it makes a clean hit. The +1 weapon, the magical attunement, if you will, kind of feels a bit different from the other strikes against the creature going back when you were hitting it earlier, and then, or not you, but just in general. It's gruesome. It's gory. It doesn't smell at all very good for those that can smell. And then Toto, go ahead and just roll me a medicine check to get your best idea. The most ironic way of using a medicine check ever. Where does the heart to kill this thing? You have no issue finding.
Where is heart?
Where is heart?
I'll say a prayer to Torm as I drive the stake in.
Okay. The body's still just creepily kind of twitching and moving as the head is even off afterwards. And the stake, are you gonna place him on the ground or stake him into the dirt wall?
On the ground. That's
on the ground.
This isn't meant to be fancy. It's just getting the job done.
Gotcha. So he's on the ground. Body is still. There's kind of a wisp or a presence in the room that seems to disappear within a snap. That didn't really happen when the head was cut off. And for the first time in at least 8 months, you would assume there's some peace under this church. You're not sure if it got quieter or if it got louder, but you do hear sort of the sobbing up top a bit, muffled. So be it, as who you assume to be Donovich, and some kind of movement here and there as he's kind of shuffling through the rooms that are immediately above you. And you guys are free to go where you'd like. So
does Doru, does the body just go still, or does he do the stereotypical crumble to ash thing, or?
He would say it goes still. It does seem to be decaying maybe quickly if you were to watch it over time, but it does not go to ash.
I'll check if there's any is there any jewelry or anything on the body?
There's nothing on.
Just no identifiable thing?
No.
Okay.
Venrak will just go up to, what's his name? Doru,
yeah.
And I'll cut off his left ear and place it in my pocket.
Okay.
I'll take out my notebook and cross through his name as well.
Okay. Great.
Were there any, this is going to sound really morbid, but there were some empty graves upstairs that were open? Is that actually true, or is that just a facet of the map?
On the cemetery map?
In the cemetery there was 1 or 2 open graves.
Let me see. Oh no, it was just a facet of the map.
Oh, okay.
I see what you're talking about. Real close to where the ceremony was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a map designed for, obviously,
something else.
Is the same, but no, it's actually for this area. But I think they probably used, maybe they were burying them in different places. I just picked a random spot. So yeah, there's no uncovered anything there.
Anybody want to help me bury this body at least a little bit?
Vemrak will pick up the body.
Yeah, I'd like to go outside and put the body to rest at least. At least try to dig a shallow grave to put it in.
Is this sunny out now?
Yes.
Should be
It
early
is
morning,
getting,
yeah.
well, as sunny as it gets in this area. The sun is breaking through here and there. It's visible, at least.
Do dead vampires, their bodies still light up in the sun?
They don't necessarily light up in the sun, and they take damage from sunlight. They have hypersensitivity, so take quite a bit of damage every turn that they stay in sunlight. So every 6 seconds or so, they're gonna take like a good amount of damage. And but you'd assume if you'd left it in the sun that yes, the body would probably just deteriorate into nothing rather quickly. But again, sunlight in Brovia is,
I mean,
somewhat of a myth.
I don't want to leave the guy's beheaded, dead, staked son just like lying in front of the church.
Oh, sure. I just want to make sure
it's just really harsh.
He
He just let us kill his quote son, so yeah.
Just want to make sure that Strahd can't like somehow bring him back again.
Bring an undead back to undeath.
You never know. Unnatural creatures do unnatural things.
And I'll just. Go ahead. I was gonna say, based on like it seems like burial is the custom here, so cremating might be a little.
Yeah, I'll just like cover in my cloak and start walking upstairs to go outside.
Okay, you can make a straight shot from like from the initial room to the outside without catching Donovich's eye. I'll move all of you back up. Not the dead body, but I guess the dead body. As you get back up, you hear Arena kind of shuffling in the main room. And then you see Donovich kind of speaking with her as well. Royce, if you've been kind of following and watching, you've seen Donovich sort of pack up some things here and there, look through some books like he stated, and then kind of look at you and say, like, I think I found a good passage that I can use. Like, I'll try and convince her to do a quick ceremony right now. I won't lie to her and say that it's at the same level or acceptance, but I'll tell her it's better than nothing and waiting around here for everything to get worse. Yeah. So, Vimrak, are you gonna go? Are you guys gonna try and you're gonna bury him somewhere?
Yeah.
Okay. Who's going with you?
I'll go.
Okay.
I'll go.
All three? Okay. So the three of you go out the front. Again, the town is even more bustling now. There's not like moms running around, but it's like it's hectic. It's chaos. It's really just uncertainty. People are like noticing you overtly, and then others are just don't even see you there at all. There just seems to be like a general panic. In general, some because you are kind of off the beaten path. Do again like look over and notice, but for the most part, they're just kind of going about their day in a much more hurried sense. You do see people packing things. You're unsure where they're going to go, and really just there's a general just sort of queasiness kind of over all of you in terms of like what this town will look like in the next couple of days and going forward. It's very uncertain. But you have no problem burying Doru, or what was Doru, in one of the sort of areas of the cemetery, I'll say, where there was not a current tombstone or anything.
All right. So we'll be done with that and then go back inside to the church.
Okay. By the time you guys do that, Royce, you kind of heard Donovich make his case and kind of heard Arena kind of give her responses, and as you guys kind of walk back in, like Donovich kind of approaches the group here, and just looks up. There's been a change about him even in the 10 or so 15 or so minutes. He's got red eyes and he's clearly tired and exhausted from being up all night, but he he looks at the group and says, like, I think I've convinced her to leave immediately. I've told her that I can have a grave dug with the help of all of you guys, and we can simply lay the body to rest, and I will say a quick prayer. But I've told her that the gods, Morning Lord, and others are basically giving her a chance to kind of restart and seek revenge, if you will, for what's been done here. But I'm selfishly, he kind of whispers this now. He's like, I don't want to be here longer than I have to be, and I'm a God-fearing man, but oftentimes people consider Strahd to be a god as well. So where my allegiances lie are trying to help you guys in the future and not have this entire family be wiped out in the matter of 3 days for no reason. And so he kind of looks up to you guys for approval and seeing if you'll help with that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So Arena kind of follows a bit afterwards. If she heard it or not, she's on board at this point. Anyone want to say anything to her?
I'll put my hand on her shoulder, like in my best attempt to be sensitive, and say, he was a warrior. I can't say he was good, but he had a lot of fight to him. And then just kind of like awkwardly step to the side.
She'll look up at you for the first time since the battle ended. And she won't smile, but she'll just say, at least you didn't let that fucker get away. And then she'll kind of like check her belongings a bit and then start to like kind of lead the party out the front door to the inevitable like burial of her brother. So I don't, for the sake of it being fun, if you guys want to play out a whole nother 10-15 minute burial, Donovich has a quick thing planned. The town is continuing to be, it's kind of like, it's plateaued out now, I'd say, in general. It's not getting more restless. There's not that many people that live around here. But basically, for all intents and purposes, if you guys don't want to do anything specific, the quick burial goes by, and Ismark is put to rest. For those that do sweat and get tired, it's pretty tough to dig a hole that deep so quickly and then put it all together, but there's a lot of strong bodies here overall, and Donovich does his best to help as well. And the ceremony goes off without a hitch, really. Did any of you want to do anything during that?
I'll just let them do their local customs and ceremony. I got nothing to add.
Okay. Arena does say a few words. It's very brief, and it's definitely through some crying, but by the end, she's able to speak without trembling or without any sort of like stutter, if you will. And she kind of ends it with like, I am in a unique position to know that the devil is after me, and maybe I can use that to my advantage, brother. I love you and I appreciate all that you did for me, and I will just try and make whatever life I make for myself at this point able to make you and Dad proud. And with that, she kind of turns to the group and kind of says, like, I, for the first time, kind of seeming as grounded as she's been, she just looks and says, all right, well, I've trusted you guys for the last day or two, and I can't say I've in a position to make big decisions, but I have no problem heading off to Valaki myself, but if that's where you're headed and you'll have me, I don't want to be a burden, but maybe I can help with some things along the way.
I have a stop or two along the way, but you're welcome to join us.
That's fine with me. If you're going to the Vasanti camp, I'll probably stay on the outskirts, but yeah, I'm sort of at your will at this point until we get to Valaki. And she turns to Donovich, like in the graveyard, and goes, I heard your conversation a bit about your plans, and I thank you, Father. Like I said to them, at least we killed that son of a bitch, Rahadin. I just fear that Strahd will be more aggressive than he's been. So I pray for the few in this town that I give a shit about, that they get out and they're able to survive. But she kind of just heads out from the cemetery, not really wanting to go back into the town. Do any of you want to go back into the town at all?
Should we rest before we make our way out? I know a lot of us are kind of roughed up after the last battle.
I think we should get on the road personally before we rest, at least some way.
How far away is the Vasanti camp?
The Vasanti camp. Where is your guys' map?
Or do we know, I guess?
You can ask either of your two new party members.
Dad, ask how far away is the Vasanti camp?
Let me see. As the crow flies, it's about... No, stop. What the hell's going on? That's dumb. Why would you do that? As the crow flies, it's about 3 miles. The old measuring distance was really nice, and this one is really stupid. It's giving me how many quarter miles it is as opposed to converting it, and not allowing me to do like changes. You'd assume that it is, we'll call it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 5 or 6 miles. Donovich says he hasn't done it in a while. He says it is off of the main path at a fork in the road if you stay right. He says that he's actually going to be heading to the south, kind of into the wilderness a bit, just to say goodbye to some family and to finish some business that he has. But Arena is down to accompany to the fork, and then she'll make her decision if she wants to head down to the camp or not. She does mention, though, that anytime you're in these woods or on the road, just assume that danger is close. And again, she's unsure about what it really means to have killed Rahadin, as she's kind of thinking through that process now fully, and Donovich as well, mentioning that Rahadin came here, every other week. Every other visit, he would grab a person and take them with him in his like black carriage that he is oftentimes seen in. They was obviously very close to Strahd himself. He's been around for, rumors said, 200-300 years. So yeah, it's very uncertain what his current thought process is right now.
You said he would come every other week and take someone?
He would visit the town every other week for like taxes, but every other visit, so once a month, he would take a person.
I say we get on the road then.
Because I'm thinking if we can make it to the Vasanti camp, maybe we'll be able to either camp there or near there and get a rest in at that point. It's kind of my thought process there.
Let's get going.
I'll be okay with moving.
Yeah.
All right.
What
I'll take
time
you
is
guys back
it?
to this.
I think I'm gonna have to call it soon, so I don't know if this is a good spot or what.
Yeah, I'm getting pretty sleepy too.
Okay. Yeah, we can call it here. I'll move the token a bit off. I know today we kind of cut an hour of prep / level up / meeting ready, so I think we should be able to plan around these fairly consistent right now while I'm still on leave. And then afterwards, hopefully just as consistent. Is kind of my main computer priority right now. So I am prepared for the camp, which should be very fun. Thank you all for your backstories. Please read over them if you haven't, just so that I'm not saying things and you're like, I don't get it, and it's your actual backstory. If you'd like to make any adjustments to that backstory, it is about to matter. So update me sooner than later, and I can tweak what I've written. Because of Observer's involvement in this campaign already, and because because of his involvement already, I have to rewrite / change / adjust things as it is. And I do want your guys' backstories to have a meaning here. So Grim, especially, well, I guess just yours. If you want to like write that out a bit more, or just give me something specific I can go off of, then I can place maybe some little adventure side questy kind of thing for you as well. So
Yeah, I can try to flesh it out a bit. I'm doing a lot of open world prep for my other campaign, but I'll try to put some time on that.
I have something that's just very general. And I don't need much. It's just something that maybe you're like specifically looking for, or something, and we can talk after. I can drag you up real quick because I mean you're going to hear it either way at some point. So I'm just trying to make everyone kind of have a unique, not necessarily a task, but like a objective. Maybe that's a task. So
We can talk about it a little bit. I can spare a few minutes if you want to do that.
Yeah, if even that, it's real quick. So, okay. Thank you guys. It's been 27 days, and I wanted to make sure we played today, which we did. So, awesome. I'll let you guys know about next week, but it should be pretty consistent now going forward, assuming just some random ass plan I have on a Tuesday. So, thanks, guys. Have a good day.
Thanks, Papa Shat.
Later, bruh.
Take care.
Thanks, man. Congratulations.
Yep. Thank you.